Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's Edward back at you with yet another stream. How's everyone's day been? The sporting world doesn't stop. We have the Olympics still in top gear at the moment. The NBA All-Star Weekend is in the rearview mirror. We're in a bit of a lull in the Premier League in between during this sort of FA Cup period. And we continue moving. Now, as I've done in streams past, do a bit of a sporting just chatting section because, as you know, I scour through the news websites before. And boom, and boom. Right monitor, boom. Yeah, I mean, obviously I mentioned it a second ago. Even trying to get a bit of a pulse on how the revised format landed with American audiences, and it's naturally you have some that are better than others. Obviously with that sort of report that it sparked a bit of a ratings peak for NBC, but I'd then challenge that by saying, based on where the All-Star game has been in years past, you're hardly going to it's not really much of a marker to beat. And when I look at the All-Star weekend, and they sort of got this article from NBC that's sort of implying that it was a massive hit, but to me, if the NBA wants an All-Star weekend that many want, a sort of a highly competitive, chippy kind of event, then the only way you're going to do that is via an event even. Yeah, the only way the NBA is going to be able to do that is via an event rebrand. Because if you want a competitive, serious type tournament, then you're going to have to get rid of the 3-point contest, the slam dunk contest, because it gives off the impression of gives the vibe of it's sort of a bit of fun. People aren't really taking themselves too seriously, which then translates into the game. That's the ultimate thing. If we want, and it is possible, I'm firmly of the opinion that it is possible because the NHL did something similar with the Four Nations tournament. And any talk of player welfare, they added games on and still got plenty buy-in. You need to look at the America-Canada game if you want an example. So it is possible to transform the All-Star Weekend into one that the league can genuinely be proud of, and you could even use it as a way for growth if you do it in a certain way. Because it's the without an event rebrand of the All-Star Weekend that's different from a format change. It's a completely what I mean by event rebrand is you're going, right, okay, we want this to be serious. We want this to be competitive. We want this to be chippy. Right, okay. What things aren't? And you go the 3-point contest, the slam dunk contest. And yes, you may get some advertiser pushback on that because there's less opportunities to put advertising space. But if you get the genuine competitive Ryder Cup style event, which I always a big advocate for, you're going to get significantly more eyeballs on that than you would any All-Star weekend, irrespective of what format it is. That's the thing. If you want an All-Star weekend if you want the All-Star weekend that people genuinely want, the best properly going at it in as close as to a playoff in type as you can, you're going to have to get rid of all the non-highly competitive serious parts to the weekend, and that's the 3-point contest, the slam dunk contest and any pushback on the player welfare front, the NHL did it and kind of made the NBA's a bit of a joke, to be honest, and the NFL's for that matter. But yeah, I'm firmly of the opinion it is seeing this new format. I saw the NBA All-Stars new format. It's kind of, it was the same but different, a different format, but still the same lackluster showing. And I'll continually say it, you're not going to get the product that people ultimately want without completely tearing it down and do a complete event rebrand. And the first point of call on that front is getting rid of all the events or components that aren't completely serious, and that's all the other mini competitions and skills challenges in there. And then so that's that, and then you obviously got the Dolphins, who've have released a couple of big names, and the natural, predictable tangent that all these articles go to, as you saw there, is the whole Tua situation. Now, I was looking at this on Over the Cap. That's the Jags default. But yeah, when you look at this sort of the Tua situation, and of course, not sure why they have kept it, but yeah. But on the, can I move that over there? I can't move that over there. That's really annoying. When you, as whenever you bring up the Dolphins and what they're going to do this off season, the first point topic is Tua, and I would say it's a very realistic. I don't see the only world I can see in the next season is Tua. I only see Tua in Miami for next season, because the only realistic option of getting him out of there is releasing him. Well, of course, you may push back and say trade, and I'm going, of course you see the reports that they're willing to eat money in order to facilitate a trade. But the reason why no one's wanted to trade for him in the first place is not a financial based incentive or motive, rather. It's a personality and mentality based reason. Because teams don't trade QBs unless it's for a specific. They don't trade them for a specific reason. Any QB on the trade market, for the most part, I say for the most part, that's not entirely true, because Joe Burrow will end up being on the trade market and he's not really got a personality thing. It's 9 times out of 10, any QB that's getting traded is either it's a value based thing, isn't it? It's I'm sort of waffling on, but I see. So they're figuring out the elephant in the room is obviously Tua getting close to a decision. But yeah, obviously the ideal situation is trading him, and I sort of over the cap suggest. But if I was a team looking for a QB and saw Tua on the market, my initial thought wouldn't be, how can we make the money work? Is the personality orange flags? Let's give the benefit of the doubt, because unless you sort of got a Cincinnati-based principle where you've made a proper mess of building around your proven franchise QB, so they want out, the other 9 times out of 10s that a QB's on the trade market is because there is some form of personality question mark, and there's no amount of money that the Miami could retain to then tilt the decision back in trading for him. And yeah, so my gut is saying they won't be able to find a trade partner for that very reason, because the whole reason teams wouldn't trade for someone, as I sort of outlined, and when you consider that next year you got no guaranteed, it to me speaks to a try and make it work as best as we can. Then review it in a year's time when he is releasable. Makes no sense. But that's actually not releasable, is it? Yeah, still. It's yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I think about that a bit more. And this is another one. This is in the European football stage, and it was reports where Jurgen Klopp's agent apparently suggested that both Chelsea and Man United approached Jurgen's camp regarding the managerial position, and while many will go, "Oh my God," and any expletive you want to insert, I don't know if it's just me, but whenever I see these reports, I immediately think, what's the ultimate intention? Now, the Jurgen's agent is hardly releasing this sort of story just for goodwill and I just want to give back to the people. There is always an ulterior intention behind it, and 9 times out of 10, I don't completely believe it. And this one is something completely is exactly the same, and it was interesting. Sorry, my gut is this article. Not surprised they're connecting 2 and 2 together. When I initially saw the reports and sort of went through that same thought process and going, his agent's not releasing this just for the sake of it. There's always an ulterior motive, and as he's not going to go back to the Premier League, he said that. And so you're going, right, okay. Yeah, it's then for the Real Madrid job. It's implying that he's ready, wants to come back into it. But even the Real Madrid job, I can see him not being overly fond of that either, with where the Real Madrid locker room, that's an American term, where the dressing room is and where I can see it going, what direction I can see it going in. But yeah, it's when I saw that article and when I saw these reports, it seemed a bit fishy to me, and I certainly do. Not sure about if anyone else. I didn't buy it. I really didn't. I mean, obviously you could understand the trailer thought of, we need a manager, make him say no. But at that same time, Real Madrid, one of the options, Labanco. But yeah, it's as I said, when I saw the reports, I initially thought to myself, these types of reports are never released are never released without an underlying intention, and I didn't completely understand that intention because I can see a very realistic world where Jurgen doesn't manage a club ever again, the nicest possible way. I mean, I know he'll be linked with a Real Madrid job, but I don't see that as realistic either. I mean, obviously, well, then I saw a sort of an article like this, and well, the only thing that I crossed my mind when it comes to Michael Carrick and being the permanent United manager is there is a difference between how the players react to you when you're the substitute teacher versus when you're the permanent manager. And why I'd always say you can't get too caught up in the results, because the relationship dynamic will change drastically if he's named the permanent manager. So you can only take these results with a pinch of salt, and that'd be the thing, is when he's the actual full-time manager, sort of, you need to look at how the United squad rather, and a lot of them, sort of the intellectual property, if you will, is still there. How they shoved Ollie out the door once he became the permanent manager. They were singing his praises during his caretakership, but then quickly threw him under the bus when things went sour there, and you can't get too caught up in it happening again with Michael Carrick, and where you can't get too caught up in everything. Anything happening? Champions League today? Nah. It'll be interesting to see what the Eagles do with AJ Brown, because what are these saying? If a team trades for AJ Brown, there's an underlying element of desperation, because it's a win now move, and why? I mean, the New England Patriots obviously makes the most sense, but to me, like a third and a sixth, right? Third and a fourth, nah. I don't like multi-pick packages, to be honest, because that's two darts at the board where you can sort of rationalise it and say the third round pick would have gone for a receiver anyway. Say it's one pick, irrespective if it's a second or a third. But when I saw it's got the underlying. When I see all these sort of AJ Brown reports and why many naturally fixate on the player, I kind of took a bird's eye view of it, and made me wonder. It made me doubt Coach Sirianni's ability to control the bigger personalities in the locker room, and why I can see a very realistic situation where the Eagles are looking for a new head coach in a year's time for that reason. Is every locker room's going to have personalities like this, and if you're constantly getting reports and nuggets and all that type of stuff from the player, that's normally the end result. There's always things that happen before that the result is the blurt it out in a news conference, meaning there are several situations where it could have been handled better and not gone to that situation. Point being, I think next season, I could see a very realistic situation where more of these tight reports show up, will come out of the carpet, or however you want to phrase it, made abundantly clear if AJ Brown's in this situation been shipped to Buffalo. But they're the team that I can easily see it going pear-shaped, and who kind of not quite doing what happened with the Ravens, but something similar. But yeah, and this is go back to what we were talking about earlier with Tour and what? Malik Willis is going to get 40 to 50 million. No chance in God's green earth. Why in God's green earth would the Colts do that trade? I mean, seriously, why on earth would they generally do that trade? Can someone explain to me why they would do that trade? Doesn't make any tangible sense to me, but there we are. How did Bradley Chubb do? I mean, I know you can never take stats. You can only take stats with a pinch of salt. But how many sacks did he get in the end? Let's go here. 8.5. That's not bad. I got it. Be interesting to see where he ends up. What's Champions League? Oh, okay. Go on, Nepal. Cool. Right, I've waffled on long enough, and I'm getting itching for a bit of Arc Raiders, so let's do that, shall we? Arc, change that. Raiders, that to there. Let's go that to there, and let's load up Arc. Now, even thinking about it there, how much is his dead cap hit again? Miami. Close. Oh, so it's 90 million in dead. Holy moly. How much is Russell Wilson's? Russell Wilson. Dead cap Broncos. 85. Right, okay. That didn't work out too badly for them, did it? I'd trade him, hands down. Meh, dead cap's dead cap, really, in reality, but yeah. Okay, so we'll come back to the sports waffle in a second. Let's just quickly do that. That's all good. So let's logbook. So it's leapers, and they are... Ooh, good question. Best maps for leaper pulse units. If in doubt, ask Copilot or ChatGPT, right? Highest number of leaper spawns. Damn. Okay. Actually, now I think about it, I need to go down here. Oh, did I die last round? No, I didn't. I can't have done. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's then make a bunch of these. 4, I believe it was. Perfect. 5. Bing, bing. Repair. Christy. So that's the medical lab. Can I make any others? I can. So it's... Right, 1 durable cloth. Can I make a durable cloth? I can. So I can make a durable cloth. Christy. And then can I get a couple? 4 would be enough. Can I tidy up? Don't understand why it doesn't just sort that out after, but meh. Okay. So that's all good on that front. Happy on that. So now we're playing Dam. Ooh. Nature loot. Could easily come back to that. Did Dam. So we are looking for leapers. So now it's leapers, so my gut instinct is...
Red alert, raiders. Let's move. We've spotted a harvester in your area. A queen is guarding it with her life. Only engage if you've brought your best gear, lots of backup, and a very good plan.
Wonder what the best way is of looking for a leaper. Not do a leaper. Actually heard nothing so far. Heard absolutely nothing. Am I in the middle of you know what nowhere?
Let's move to that location.
It's what was that? Someone having a wee. Now I need to No, that's why. Why is it going after my doodle? Right, I need to get out of here and fast. Just want to quickly have a look at where these guys are. So we got him. Let's have a quick check. So both of those been. So I'm looking for leapers. There's nothing this side. So therefore I can go this way and with my gut. So I see someone in the distance. It's so I need to get to the other side. Can you walk up here? I doubt you can. I need to go across. Let's breach this. He's got it under control. Just want to check over this side. Then that'll then tell me. So I just saw a leaper. That's what I'm after. But then the slightly apprehensive thing is the fact that is it an idea of bringing him up? That one's going in. Trying to isolate this one. Right, so now that's all good. It didn't take any damage. So I guess I could use that as... I'm not getting down. That's certain. Will I get... Hopefully one of these is the... So I need to use these to get down and refine the leaper. Can I get down this way? I can. Hello. Good talk. I completely agree. Where did you go, Sunshine? You're there. I'm trying to think of a way of approaching it, because I don't even want to take pot shots. And at that same point, it's not really in a good position to go after him now, is it? Because I've got my C4. Let's go over here. I'll get a bit closer to him first. It's a greater mullion, so I'll harvest these. I'll come back round. God, a stubborn son of a you know what. So he's there.
Reaper, the water facility.
I'm currently thinking of playing the patient game with him. How far can I throw? Not that far. Got that as well. Those two to contend with. Will they see me? Yeah, they will. Nice thing is I've got a bit of cover, so they should come back round. Right, you're there. Hello. Cute. So I'm going to do that because you're going to give me that. Let's quickly rummage because I think I got... No, it's not. So someone's shooting at him, I believe. Cool. Collect moss. I can use it as free shield actually. Or, yeah. So that Q. Q, please. Whoops. Cool. Now where did this leaper go? How far?
Reaper, over there.
So I need to get you. Need to get rid of you. Nice. Got that. Let's go back to this. My hope is that attracts some people over in this general direction. Because Right, now we got a sight problem. So now I'm going to bring him over here. Come on. I don't particularly like this, but I've got no option. Right, you're in my world now. Ah! 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 So in reality, this is what I should have done in the first place. Of course, there's another flipper doodah in here. I'm so dead! Rez! Leaper's gonna be a fucking mission. It's like... What else could I do? No one's in proximity either. Great. Ah! That's annoying. So maybe I go blue gate. So I used up all my things. So actually it's... Got currency. Can I make magnets? Doesn't look like it. Beep. So then I can make 2 of these because I already got 2 left over. And I can go to there. I can go to there. Have I got the explosive to make this? No, I really don't. So crude oil explosives. So can I go to the refiner and make you? I can lose that quite happily. Right. I'm going to change map just because my hope is that by playing Blue Gate, and even though I can still get the stuff to upgrade Scrappy, while at the same time going after Thingamabob.
signs and cones. My previous crew came under heavy fire before they could finish up.
Trying to see. Obviously, it said that lepers are rarer here. My current. Oh, there's one. All the way over there.
Leaper, there, by the reinforced reception.
So based on the fact that I'll out this bad boy out. Shot. That's me again. Oh, hello. You're still after me. Come on. I'm helping. I think we got it. Come on, there gotta be what? This is the part of the carcass, isn't it? So other bits of it? Or is this the entire thing? Because it is, that's incredibly disappointing. Where did it die? Or up here, probably. Where did it die? I just missed its body entirely. So where did that... So Leaper died and it didn't get any of the bits. That's what I'm taking from there. Oh, that's really galling. That is really galling. I'm gonna lie, I feel a bit pissed. If... No, it's a Leaper thing that I need, isn't it? It's not what I need. Oh, I had... Sorry, I didn't have a thing. I'm gonna try and find one. I'll be back. Hopefully. So that's such... I haven't got anything that I can resin with. I just haven't. Where'd he go? I can't res him. It wasn't me, for clarity. Can't beat it to join it. That's what I'm looking for. You lovely thing. Ooh. I'm gonna go. Let's go there.
Head home at the cliffside air shaft.
He's the one that's took it all, and I took half the credit, so I'm not really that bothered by that. No, not bothered at all. I call that semi-justice. Cool. Ha 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 ha. So that was a pretty uneventful game. Skip. Right, so now let's send to stash. So let's think one of it. So it's one of these with a two. So be utility station question mark. It is utility station question mark. Nice. So how much loot have I got left? Right. So Rocketeer driver. What on earth can I use you for? Advanced electrical. That isn't really overly helpful. I can advanced performance steel. What do you get? That's just general metal. Arc resin. I'm just gonna. That's used for. So all can I just? I can't. No, let's do that. So I got enough bullets to sink a couple of people. Recycle that. Recycle that. Recycle. Recycle. Need some of them. Radio. Let's recycle the radio. That'd just be metal, won't it? Yeah, it's. What does it recycle into? That's a good idea. Let's keep it like that. I can. The only option is to sell. Trailblazer. So then, what is the Exodus module? Magnets. So let's recycle these. And then recycle. I know them. That is very valuable information. So let's recycle them. Let's just recycle. So then a power rod. No, this isn't a video you're watching online. Rocketeer driver. What can I use you for? Well, might as well start using some of these because so these are for the energy clip surge shield recharger. So let's go to energy clip. What on earth are you? Gear bench. Maybe gunsmith. Energy clip. Even art motion core is not there, and it won't be there. I'm trying to work out everything. So that's, what does that need? I need a power rod. And then how do you make a power rod? Electrical equipment and that. That's a point. My logbooks say is then just... Okay. Let's to get a scrappy then. That, so then I need to go and go workshop and go here. How many do I need? 2. Just gonna sell them. And then what else do I need? I want to see if I can upgrade this actually. What does it take? Don't particularly. It's medium gum parts. That's the thing of... So I wonder if I need to start using some of these and just see what they do. Where can you find the energy clip? That might as well recycle into rubber. Yeah. Let's recycle that. Rubber. Let's recycle. Let's recycle some of these. Cool. Wasp driver. Let's just keep recycling this. Cool. So it's back to the top. I wonder what these recycled into. A power rod and that. So not much is the answer to that question. One case is all it takes. G flat pack into again. Loads of them. Holy Jesus. Right. So let's then go back to here and work out the matriarchs and Blue Gate. Right. I just want to check with Copilot again because now I want to make my goal scrappily. Best map for prickly pear and olives on Arc Raiders. So Blue Gate, Olive Grove, guaranteed olives. Right, okay, that makes sense. So prickly pear. Might as well do that. So that's Buried City. So therefore, Buried City, there's one of the key cards I have for Buried City. It's that one. Blue Gate, Buried City, Residential Master Key. See, Buried City. So this means I'm doing Buried City. Buried City. And we move. Buried City, so it's prickly pears. Farm route on Buried City. So prickly pears are by cactuses. Right. I see.
Let's go to that location. This is Celeste. Just a gentle reminder to keep an eye out for those salvage sites for Tien Wen. It may be just what we need to get her
Hello.
to pull her weight.
Anything around here?
Go to that location.
I believe we're hunting prickly pears. don't particularly know where they are. Currently is running around looking for... What is this? It looks like something. No. Oh, hello. There must be some in here, surely. Hello. How many do I need? I was thinking it was 3. Hello? I think that was it. Bomb. So now let's then go town hall. That's there. One for luck. So you go buried city residential key. Where's that needed? Come on, and that's there. But yeah, when it comes to Miami and tour, trying to think of a way of putting it. Do I leave now? No, I'm going to go to explore this card. It's currently just pie keying everything. Because I'm exploring this key card because I'm not going to use it otherwise. Red a hatch key. Let's go up this way. Ooh. So let's... Let's use that. Check. I got loads of time. Cool. The fact that this is such a highly rated key card makes me think there's a lot in here. So I'm going to be a bit thorough as... Oh my giddy aunt. What is that? That'd be why. Go back through. So I can drop this gun, actually.
An arc orbiter is en route. The safe window is closing.
That can go.
There, I repeat, 10 minutes.
So let's just look. What's in here? So let's now use that. What can I drop? Don't need you. Let's go the one that isn't. Let's just guns. My God. What can I drop? I can do one. Grab that. Bum. Hopefully I don't find anything good and I have to go through the deliberation of what I get rid of. It's like through here and here and here that I couldn't. I think that's it, everything. No one will know. Okay, so now let's go to there.
Head home at the Eastern Station.
So I got my prickly pears. Ooh. I get any of these in my? I can.
All raiders, we have Ark on screen. 5 minutes left. Go find a way home. I repeat,
Bomb.
5 minutes.
That was highly successful. Not enough space in your stash. Easy. So. So. Center stash. Center stash. So. Okay, that can go there. That's all good. That can go to there. Fireworks I don't really use, so they can go. Actually, fireworks I can potentially. Can I recycle them into? That's not really a good trade. Not particularly sure. Cool. So I need 4 olives. Let's go there. Blue gate difficulty. Literally just after olives in the nicest possible way. Cancel. There. Final or train? So I need to go there.
Go to the Olive Grove. Watch your backs, Raiders. The matriarch has been spotted near your location. Keep your wits about you if you decide to go anywhere near, and always keep a close eye on her children.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? I'm in California dreaming of... So I need 4 olives. But just thinking about the All-Star weekend, it's like, as much as if the NBA wants an All-Star weekend that everyone ultimately wants, the only way you're going to be able to get that, in my head, is via a complete rebrand. Because if you want a highly competitive, chippy type event, then you're going to have to get rid of all the events that are the antithesis of that. What do I mean by that? 1 second. Right, you're chilling over there. Am I in Olive Grove? Yeah, I'm looking for olives. I'm olive hunting.
Let's go to the Olive Grove.
Ah, these are the trees then. Ones are slightly white, presumably. Can I push into you? Olives. Bits. Is that over there? Will that drop? There. 2. Is that oh, for God's sake, that's a lemon. What are you? You're olives. Olives. So I got my 4 olives. Can make a nice little salad. But yeah, if the NBA wants an All-Star weekend that everyone ultimately wants, the only way in my head you're going to be able to achieve that is by a complete rebrand. For instance, if you reverse engineer it and say we want something that's highly competitive, chippy and all those kinds of things, you're going to have to get rid of all of the components that are not, which means getting rid of the 3-point contest, getting rid of the slam dunk contest, because as much as they're nice pieces of entertainment, they're not getting the ultimate centerpiece that you want. And while you may lose out on some sponsorship and marketing opportunities, I would easily counteract that by saying if you can get the All-Star game that you ultimately want, then that'll solve that problem 10 times over. I mean, while many will point to the player welfare argument, the NHL managed to do it, and they added game to the players' schedule, and it was a phenomenal success if you look at the 4 Nations tournament. So the player argument goes out the window if you get ultimate buy-in. I really do. I mean, I'd even be tempted to cut the regular season, extend the postseason in order to get something like that. But yeah, I mean, the NBA is not going to get... The only way the NBA is going to get the All-Star weekend that it ultimately wants by a complete event rebrand, which means reverse engineering the tournament to the point where if you want something that's highly competitive, very serious, you get rid of all the components that are the antithesis of that, or which means that getting rid of the 3-point contest, getting rid of the slam dunk contest as a result. And that would be phenomenal for the league, because if you can somehow turn it into a Ryder Cup style event, you could stick it in Madrid to sort of get a Luca to buy in, and even if you sort of relax the rules on taunting and make it properly chippy and competitive, that is one phenomenal product. I've got a feeling that the lemons are going to be part of it as well. Let's do that. Let's continue, actually. Continue. So let's Scrappy, train, level up. Can I train him in more? Right. So I need to track them. Ugh. So where on earth are mushrooms? But yeah, it's I remember there was one I was looking at and I can't remember what it was. Stamina that increase maximum weight you can carry, knocks additional items to craft. It could have been that. Generates resources. So, I think I need to go. Takes longer to collapse. You generate breaching an object generates resources. Melee, not really. Dodge rolls cost less stamina. I don't use them. You can wall leap further. While walking, your stamina regenerates as if it was standing still. That could be a good shout. So that one, increase maximum weight you can carry, additional items you can craft. I reckon I go for sturdier ankles. Is it sturdy ankles so I can get that? Or do I want the ability to breaching? I think I go that, so sturdy ankles. Yeah, and on the Max Crosby thing, I do not personally understand the point of trading Max Crosby, because if you look at the Micah Parsons trade package as a barometer, it's 2 firsts and essentially a day 2 pick or a player. And that one of those firsts you're going to be using for Max Crosby's replacement. Well, actually, going back to it, I actually see when it comes to trading Max Crosby, you're not trading him for salary cap reasons, because you already have loads of it. You have enough of it to work in the first place, which means obviously you're trading him for the picks, and the picks don't make it worth it, because if you take the Micah Parsons trade package as a barometer, one of the first rounders that you'd be looking for, you'd be looking for Max Crosby's replacement, and there's no guarantee of that player be there at the pick that you get back, and be half the player that Max Crosby is. And while the remaining first and or player, I don't believe are worth it, the production that you're losing out on, and also the leadership intangibles that you are losing from the locker room, which you will need as part of the rebuild. I mean, as much as people will look at the assets, you're gonna need a foundation to rebuild the franchise from, and that's just point blank. Meaning, I don't understand it. Cool. Yeah. Is there anything else to talk about? But yeah, just thinking about it, the ultimate question that the Miami Dolphins have when it comes to Tua is, are they happy with a 90-odd million cap hit? Because I cannot see any particular reason why you'd fight. I don't see anyone wanting to trade for Tua, because while the Dolphins may offer to eat salary, the question I would have in the other party is am I happy with his personality orange flags? And that's not something that retaining salary can buy, quite simply. It's very comfy pillow. Right, anyway. But yeah, when it comes to Miami Dolphins and Tua, as much as I can understand why they're looking to trade him, but you're not finding a trade partner, because if I was in the other party's shoes, I'm going, I need a QB. The ultimate thing you want out of a QB is sort of the intangible side, and that's one of Tua's weaker points, and that's not something that I can overcome with them retaining some salary on their side, point blank, which means I think the Dolphins will have to be I think the Dolphins will be forced with the one or two options, have a 90-odd million cap hit because addition by subtraction, or try and make it work for a year and then release him when his cap hit is better. But point being, I highly doubt you're finding a trade partner, because the personality flags that you saw. I mean, any franchise QB wouldn't say a trade would be dope to the media, point blank. And those kinds of personality flags you saw are not worth the salary that the Dolphins potentially keep, point blank. Yeah, so I'm going to log out of this. I am going to log off. I am tired. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. I will be live at 7 p.m. ish on Thursday. It has been a pleasure as always. Have a good evening, afternoon, or morning.